Yo, hello and welcome. This is your special Sunday show, a Scorecard on Channel 1 TV, and I am Bernard Abekootri. Today we've got interesting stuff to feed on. We'll take a look again at the Ghanaian football. We'll talk about the FA Cup. Then we'll zoom in, we'll fly to England, talk about important details. That thing is settled. Charlie, the Ghana is hard team. We're all behind you. That thing you should break, we should party for the first. It will be like Ghana winning the Under-20 World Cup. You see that feel? That's what's going to happen in Ghana. We'll talk about that. Talk about some Spanish football. If there's time, we'll talk about what's been happening in Germany and so. But I'll go for a quick commercial break. When I return in studio, I'll be introducing you to my guest, Charlie. Today, you will enjoy the show. This is Scorecard on Channel 1 TV. We'll be back right after this break. Oh, you're welcome back. This is Scorecard on Channel 1 TV. I am Bernard Abekootri. We'll welcome you as well. There's a number that will show on your screen. It gives you the opportunity to also contribute, in relation to whatever we discuss here on the show. On my immediate right is Coach Christopher Nimley. Coachy.
Abe.
Everything nice.
By His grace.
Fantastic.
See, when your team is performing and it looks sumptuous and delicious. You see, it's a meal that is already prepared that you need to always enjoy. It's good.
What do you call
when you see Sheshko jumping in the air, swinging his left arm like that, you know that things are falling into place.
What do you call Bruno?
When you have
Cash.
Matthias Cunha
Cash.
doing
Cash.
the dance like
Cash.
this.
Cash. Oh, Charlie. Oh, Charlie. Oh, Charlie. Oh, Charlie.
Matthias Cunha.
Yeah,
Things
man.
are happening.
Things are happening.
Yeah,
what do you call Bruno?
Those
the
people
guy is
whose coach with the spectacles who cannot see. I wish I had my spectacles on.
That one.
Oh, wait.
No, but Bruno, you call Bruno something like.
Look, I will address him properly.
Gosh.
Bruno Fernandes. What? Have you seen him before? You see, there was something I told you on radio today.
Yeah.
I said, I respected him, and the whole Ghana can attest to that. I mean, after 2, 3, 5 games maximum for Manchester United, I gave him the name Bruno Awareness Fernandes.
Fantastic.
He's always aware of the situation. Even before the situation even shows itself, he's aware that such things will happen. So before you think he has thought, then pa.
Oh, Charlie.
Then pa.
Oh, Charlie.
Assist king, then pa.
Oh, Charlie.
Bruno Fernandes.
Assist king.
Charlie.
Then Abazi.
Then, is it?
No. Is it assist king, then
pa.
Oh, Charlie. Assist king, then
pa.
Oh, Charlie. Move. Hard. That'll be hard.
I listened to Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, Manchester City.
When he was
City player.
doing it at Man City, and he was interviewed, he was asked, if there's any player apart from him that he will have in his team in the Premiership, who would that player be?
Oh,
He said he's all about Bruno Awareness Fernandes.
I'll let you
And he
talk
was
about
asked
it.
why.
Yeah.
You let's go and come. When I start addressing him, I will tell
I
him.
understand.
What?
Well, guys, I've got Yuji Soti also on the show. Yuji, Charlie, Alpha.
Good,
Coach,
boss.
there, if you day with time, every day that way,
You say life will be faces.
Yeah.
You say right now there's plenty happy.
Yeah.
Just how are you, Keke? No.
Yeah.
You be like
Since they have
be happy. You be face. So
The man is off. The man is off.
oh no.
We'll get there.
If I enjoy.
We'll get there. You get to the challenge. Everything nice. You good?
Everything good. And make I take this opportunity to wish on a senior man.
Ben, you want to wish Ben?
He signed contract, so make we wish him a happy contractual.
The program agreement,
The program is dedicated to Mr. and Mrs. Benjamin
Yeah,
Nketiah.
Mr.
He's
and
now
Mrs. Nketiah.
welcome into the family.
Yeah.
At least the three of us seated here, I'm the only legit.
I'm
the only legit. Listen to what I'm saying.
Why
Why
are you doing that?
I'm the only person legitimately licensed to welcome him
Okay. Fair point.
to the table of men.
Fair point.
The two of you,
All right.
you are not yet.
Let's get into let's get into the show, okay? As a coach.
Why are you moving away from that?
I'm not moving away from it.
I've advised you. Don't just be. You do your
It's
show.
okay. Let's get into the show, shall we? You are where my mom stays awake to watch the show. She stays deep into the night to watch this show.
I'm the reason why your mom does that.
Let's get into it.
I mean,
Namely, let's get into the FA Cup. You know, the MTN FA Cup is happening in Cape Coast and across other centres as well. They picked 2 venues for this stage of the competition, the quarterfinals it is. And, you know, some teams have progressed to the semi-finals of the competition. We catch the highlights of the Adriana game. And, of course, it's our friends, the others have got rights to show the games through the MTN FA Cup committee chairman was Sonata. So they have it. There you have it right on your screens. Some clubs got the opportunity to also film it as well. So this is the MTN FA Cup, the quarterfinal stage, and of course it's Diana Stars who has the nod to get into the second phase of the competition. So there you have it. On your screens. I mean, it was a number of games that was played across, but this particular one is the visuals from the Adriana game. So we sum it all up and have a fair take on what's been happening. So Atrom Divisa, I think we should go back to that. It's currently playing at the Cape Coast Sports Stadium. Now, as at when I made calls in Cape Coast, it was 0-0. Yeah, but I'm told that Atram Divisa is not respecting the opposition. Mediama is the leaders on top of the Ghana Premier League table, but they are not paying any respect to Mediama. They are really giving them a chase for their money. Let's start from there. Atrom Divisa is a former Black Stars player. The last time I spoke with him, he says he wants to get his team into the Ghana Premier League and focus on player transfer and all of that. He plays against a well-organized side in Ibrahim Tanko's Mediama and gives them a tall order for their money. Coach, I start with you. The stage of the MTN FA Cup. I've had discussions with the MTN FA Cup committee chairman as well. It is a competition that's, in terms of finances, it's not really there yet, but it is one that gives you an opportunity to play in the confederations.
Okay, so before I address that, why did they choose that pitch?
The one in the one is 2 venues. So
not this one, not the one that is
this is the Cape Coast Sports Stadium.
Yeah, this one.
And
where is this?
Because of proximity.
Forget about proximity. This is not.
That is what the MTN FA Cup. I agree, but
what? You see, we cannot keep doing this to ourselves. We cannot keep embarrassing ourselves in this manner. Because if you look at the pitch that the game is being played on, what is there to analyze? The players are not being allowed to even express themselves. Life is being made extremely difficult for them. Their footballing life is being made extremely difficult. Look at this. Look. The ball just bouncing at every ground. Why would you do that? So at the end of the day, you'll be lucky to progress when you're playing on such pitches. You'll be very lucky to progress when you're playing on such pitches. So for me, look, it's sad though, but if you choose to look, what is this? Look. Abeku, it's a bit disturbing. And at times I find it extremely difficult to fairly critique or analyze when I have players playing on such pitches. Because I don't think you can fault any player if he's unable to even control the ball and pass. You can't fault anybody.
True.
You can't. And therefore, you cannot even blame any coach when the team goes out there and they don't win. Look, when you walk onto such pitches, you are just hoping and praying that you win. Then you cannot boldly say that your tactics on the day or the system that you've taught your players to win is what is going to be displayed. No, it's not possible. It's just not possible. This is the Cape Coast Stadium, isn't it?
That is the Cape Coast Stadium.
And the pitch is getting bad and bad and bad and bad and bad each and every day. As to why we keep doing this to ourselves, I mean, only God knows. Only God knows.
So that's enough for
there's nothing to talk about.
Enough
for
Diabo Park, yeah.
Can you imagine? Is that not the? Is that the place where they killed the man?
No, that's in Swatre.
In Swatre, rather.
Yeah, that's in Swatre.
So please look.
That one, the man stopped
for
the
me,
team. He collapsed the team.
For me, there's nothing to talk about because look, our football here, we are 20 years behind the rest of Africa. Only Africa alone, we are 20 years behind. I'm telling you.
If you see what
in terms of facilities,
Moroccans and the other guys are doing.
From what we saw at the AFCON, can you which
Ivory Coast, Morocco, South Africa.
Can't. We are 20 years
Algeria,
behind.
To some extent, Kenya now.
We just cannot compete. We just cannot compete.
Yeah.
Right now, as we speak, if there were to be a proper, if CAF themselves were to be very, very strict, all our national teams should be playing their games out of Ghana.
True, that's true.
All our national teams. And like I'm saying, you see, it's extremely difficult if you want to properly analyze and critique tactically. What did this coach do wrong? What didn't he do right? And even the players, if you want to perfectly analyze them and give constructive analysis of what they do, the quality of the pitch will not allow you to do that.
True.
So, Abe, the least said about it, the better. Who won the game? Which two teams won?
Well, so there are a number of games that was played today. So,
Adriana won this yesterday. I think Nations also won today.
Yeah.
And I think now Mediama
playing the last game of the
game. It's sad. Yeah. We should not be we should not be playing on such pitches. See, these are the things that when people see, then the argument of not taking supporters to the World Cup becomes tangible. Because we need to fix these things.
True.
These things need to be fixed.
True, I agree.
It needs to be fixed. Look, we renovated the Accra Sports Stadium for the WAFCON, was it 2018 or 20?
Yeah.
That was 2018.
Yeah, 2018.
Yeah.
2018. We are in 2026. Just 8 years.
No, but there was even another renovation.
There was another between. So when we
it
go to renovate, what exactly do they do?
Phases of renovation.
And you hear them mentioning millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Who are those people? Why are they behaving like that? In Ghana, we cannot take care of green grass. Abeku, we cannot take care of green grass in this weather.
Yeah.
We can't put proper technology. Look at what we saw in Morocco.
Yeah.
Look at what we saw in Morocco. You remember the video that showed when it rained, where the water park? We cannot do that.
Côte d'Ivoire as well.
We cannot take care of green grass. I may not be a specialist in managing green grass, but at least I know that it needs fertilizer, it needs water, it needs constant attention from people working to make sure that the thing is properly level, is compact. You see, all these simple things, we can't do it. But we call ourselves a footballing nation. Why should I come and sit here and virtually be unable to tactically analyze our game? Because the basics, control and pass, the turf that we use here, will not allow our players to execute that. That is why at times when you lift our domestic player or the local player from here and you take them and they go and see a better quality pitch, they struggle on it. Because there, the movement of the ball is completely different. They are used to having the ball bouncing there, but when the ball is carpet laid, they cannot control. What is this?
Well, Nations played in a goalless draw against Brecum Chelsea, for example, at this stage of the competition, and won on penalties by 4-3. Adriana Stars won by 3-0. Dreams played a draw game and also won on penalties as well. I mean, Eugene, that's the scoreline for the MTN FA Cup. We've got a last game which is happening at Trom Devisa and of course Mediama. So what it means is that the other teams, progress to the next phase of the competition, which is the semi-final. What's your take at the quarterfinal stage of this competition?
I kind of understand coaches' frustrations. And as yesterday, I think I listened to the government minister in charge of government communications and speaking about the usual scandals that have rocked the nation from the previous administration. I think for sports there were 2 scandals. One involving the African Games, and the second one was involving the refurbishment of the stadium. So I think about $850,000 was used, and I think he said within the next few days we'll get some action on that. So usually for these things, accountability needs to be had, and well, it depends. And it's sad because the government spent a lot of money on regional centers, about 10. At the time where Ghana had 10 regions, we spent on resources. A lot of these things haven't been completed. These centers could have been used for this kind of tournament. So I think that largely, I think for now, I even think it's unfair to even start with Morocco. Morocco is too high. I think let's even look at our West African neighbors. Our neighbors at our west, right? The
Togo.
I think, yeah.
Remember sometime we wanted to go and play one of our games.
No, I've gone to the Togolese stadium and I can tell you for a fact it's a very beautiful stadium. So the first time I was very surprised because I felt we've always looked at Togo as...
Yes, we see ourselves there.
But then I entered the stadium and I was... So I took a lot of video. I was so surprised because everything was structured. You enter into the stadium, so VIP and we don't, they are segmented. So VIP, you pass here, the popular stand, there's a way, and everybody's treated right, and then the lost work. You don't enter with food, you don't see sellers enter. There's law and order, and I think that for that system, we have a lot to learn, and I hope that probity, transparency, and accountability will work within this next cycle, and hopefully things will be done right. But on the MTN FA Cup, I think for Indiana Stars, they had a pretty much simple one, a task, and I think they delivered yesterday. I think emphatic 3-0 victory. Brekum Chelsea, they are struggling at the moment in the league, but they managed to progress further into the MTN FA Cup, and they were seeking to make it to back-to-back semi-final appearances in the MTN FA Cup. But Nations beat Chelsea to end that, and so they wouldn't get that. So struggling the league and then also being cut off. Maybe progressing past the quarterfinals, entering into the semi-final could have given them some respite, and it could have helped their chances. But we'll see. For Acham Baby, it's a very, 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 very interesting project. I mean, I think I spoke to Gordon Acham about we are in 2026, so this would have been 5 years ago, 2021 at the time, when his academy was now picking foot, I think somewhere around Sotum area. Then he was quietly working behind the scenes to try and build up Acham Divisa to what it is today. I remember the project where I think he based his philosophies on one of the coaches he spent a lot of time with at the PSV. I think the coach is Divisa, so that's why he has added Divisa to his I think he took a lot of inspiration from the guy. And at the time, the project looked very huge at the time, but I think in 5 years, I think he has perfected it, and they are almost trying to make it into the league, and then in the FA Cup, they have taken an audacious leap, and I saw their goalkeeper and the kind of things and tricks he had up his sleeve. Very confident on the ball, a ball playing goalkeeper, and I think that they are reminding me of Golden Kicks from last season, who also Division 1 side and went very far in the tournament. But I think against Media, it's going to be a very tall task. I don't know the score now, but if they manage to get one over
Media,
producer
can give us an update.
If they're able to get one over Media, that would be very, very, very huge.
It's still 0-0.
It's still 0-0. But I think for Acham Devesa, Division 1 side against the GPL league leaders and currently goalless, and it's not like they are defending, but they are opening up and playing to their strength. I think that's huge for them, and kudos to Gordon Acham and his men. And hopefully, when the success begins to reach a crescendo, when things begin to work for him, I think he should still follow the blueprint. Usually, when things begin to go right, then
get carried away a little.
Yeah, and then offers begin to come in, and then they lose track of some of these things. So I think he should just stay on course, and I think things will work for him.
For him, if you know him personally, which I do, I mean, he's somebody I talk to when I get a chance. He's always invited me to the academy, but I've not had a chance to go there. He was actually the mate, the schoolmate to my senior sister. So I've known him personally for some time now. He's very disciplined, very focused. Once he sets his his sights
And
on
he
something,
goes and achieves it.
he gives it his all. The idea, of course, is to groom players and then give them a better footballing experience and career, which is surely out of this country. So that ambition will not change. But in doing so, he will be very smart. Once he gets the team to the Premiership, he's going to make sure that he's not going to be more a mass exodus that will result in the team dropping back. He will balance his sales and then in such a way that the Premier League status of the team will be maintained. That I can
Fantastic.
assure you.
Interestingly, when you get to play in the Ghana Premier League, it shoots up the price tag of your players. So in the transfer market, there are a lot of players at the lower division who are not, for example, in the transfer market space. So it's difficult for always, you'd have to send videos or...
He's got two of his boys, one in the US, one in France. Those two boys, I'll be shocked if Otuado don't include them in the Black Stars.
If I'm not wrong, I think Kojo Okon prepares his player.
Yes, he's his player.
ODC news guy is his player.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'll be shocked.
So I think he also has some GP experience when the late coach Anna Walker was sick at the point. He and Yao Preku managed the Olympics for I think a few weeks as well. So hopefully, that was one of the things that affected Accra Lions at the time when they entered the league. The focus on getting some liquidity from the assets was what caused them a little. But well, first of all, he needs to enter the league. Then this whole conversation will have it. But I think he's doing very well, and if he continues on this path, I'm sure in a few years' time he would be in the league.
That's fantastic. Now, I wanted us to wrap it up here for the Ghana Premier League stuff, or for the Ghana, club stuff, and then we shift our attention to something else. But let's go for a quick break. We'll come back in studio, then we zoom into the Premier League. There's something cooking and it's special. We'll be back after this. You're welcome back. This is Scorecard on Channel 1 TV. I am Bernard Abe, coach. I've got Coach Christopher Nimile with me here, and Yuji Soti as well. So what it means is that in the semi-finals of the MTN FA Cup, we have Aduana Stars taking on Nations FC, and Dreams FC will be waiting. Dreams FC, we must really commend them. They were the guys that made Ghana proud in the other campaign. So we need to keep an eye on them. Maybe they are just about doing another magic this season too. The game between Atram Devisa and Mediama is still 0-0. It is crossed, 19 to the extras. And who qualifies, which team that progresses into the next phase of the competition will be up against Dreams FC. So once again, it is Aduana Stars Nations FC in the semi-finals of the competition. Then Dreams FC versus the winner of Atram Devisa and Mediama. Let's shift our focus from there and I'll talk about the greatest league on planet, it's the English Premier League. Interestingly, it was filled with a lot of, controversies and, interesting stuff this weekend. Let's start from the bridge. Chelsea were shocked by Newcastle United, beating them by a goal to 0. It was an early goal, but Chelsea were just all over the space. Let's watch this. We'll come back in studio. We'll tackle that cleanly. Watch this. One of the confusing thing too is when you have a director who's a Chelsea fan, keep whispering stuff in your ear and all of that. But that's also fine. Look, Chelsea were caught flat-footed in defense. That's not the manner in which you should defend, coach.
How early was that goal?
Around 18 minutes. I have to cross check.
Okay, so it means they might have warmed themselves better. I was looking at the goal because I didn't watch the game actually. I was busy somewhere because you knew.
I get
had
it.
A very important date. And for me, what I just saw is unacceptable. Though.
Yeah, that was the 18th minute.
It's unacceptable.
Well, why do you say so?
If you could go back to the clip again, you'll see. Whilst I'm talking, I'll prefer.
Maybe they can put it on as a B-roll, so help us.
Exactly. If you look at where the Newcastle defender picked up the ball, gave it to the midfielder, it looks like there were 2 or 3 Chelsea players in and around him. He looked at the 2 of them. Now watch this. He picked this. Look at the gap. Now he's driving.
Look at the gap.
He's driving. He's driving them.
And look at the 2 defenders. Nobody was.
Where was the centre backs? What sort of coaching is this?
Oh, you put this on the coach?
Yes, of course. Because at that time, what system would allow your midfield to be this open? 1, 2, your 2 centre backs so far apart.
Yeah, far apart, yeah.
your two centre backs so far apart, and then the pass is just rolled through them like that. What sort of shape was that? What shapes? I mean, what system allows you that? That the two centre backs will not see, the DM, Caicedo, would not see the attacking midfielder of Newcastle.
They were not just paying attention.
Such that
They were not paying
when
attention.
the ball, it seems they were not paying attention. Tactically, maybe they were still trying to adjust to what the manager wanted them to do.
18 minutes in the game?
But what will I say? Because you see, they are expected to know what to do before they get onto the pitch. I don't know of a footballing system that would allow you to keep your two centre backs more than 8-10 yards apart.
Yeah, that's too wide.
I don't know of a system that does that.
Super wide.
Because you see, there were so many kindergarten errors leading to that.
Yeah.
The Newcastle goalkeeper rolls the ball out to one of his centre backs. Obviously, when you are in possession and your full backs bomb high up, the two centre back goes wide, and the midfield two are in there. So he picks the ball, he rolls it to the mid. You saw the midfielder. When he turned, as if they were tracking him down. But the pressure was so diluted such that he had the freedom to turn, push. Then he saw the gap. True pass.
This coach, I believe, picked them from the Citi sport. Chelsea are back to the Citi sport.
Look, from what I saw of him,
You feel he's improved the squad?
no. I don't know what the problems are at the moment. Because we were told that in the case of Enzo Maresca, it was the medics that were detecting
It's still happening, though.
which player plays.
It's still happening.
If that is still happening, then it's unfortunate. But if that is happening, that is not the reason why they were so shapeless. I mean, I don't remember the last time I used this word. Football team being completely out of shape, shapeless, no balance, no coordination, no awareness, from every player on the pitch. This cannot be Chelsea. This cannot be Chelsea. See, the bar set by this team is so very high. I remember Chelsea. When Abramovich bought Chelsea, it was Claudio Ranieri. Ranieri immediately changed. I mean, they placed third or second in the league.
I think they came
fourth or so in the
Just
league.
entered in the
And then they
Champions
got to the semi-finals of the Champions where Monaco knocked them out. Abramovich at the time was not satisfied with that. He went and got the newly emerging brand of coaching. That was Jose Mourinho. And immediately, the winning mentality.
After 50 years, they switched to winning a
Immediately,
trophy.
the winning mentality
An
started.
important trophy, of course.
What is happening? What is happening?
If care was not taken, you're going to change their
See,
name into something,
tactically,
some funny thing.
they are jumping from one coach to the other. Since the new management took, since the new owners, from Mr. Porter
There was Thomas.
to Frank
they sacked
Lampard.
Thomas. It was
Yeah, they didn't appoint Tuchel.
but
they came
sacked
to
him.
meet him.
And it was one of the worst
Abramovich did
decisions
appoint.
ever.
Yeah, I remember. But once the thing happened and they came and then they sacked Thomas Tuchel.
And
Then they brought in Porter.
Well, that was retrogression in coaching.
Yes. The moment you retrogress the technical team, you expect the team to dip.
Go down, that's it.
And it's been on and on. Maresca came, Enzo came, sort of
Lifted
performed beyond their
He
expectation.
won the FIFA Club World Cup.
And then all of a sudden, he being a winner, demanding for more experience
Won the
signing to
Conference
get them
League as
to
well.
kick out from there. They gotten rid of him. Who have they gone for?
Rose.
Anti-Rose. Anti-Rose. Rose, you see, when he wears the spectacles and he doesn't see anything. He doesn't see anything. What was that? You cannot coach a team like, look, at this level, I don't remember the last time I saw, maybe I've seen somebody, but I just don't remember the last time I saw
team would be out of
Chelsea.
shape in
What
this manner.
compact Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Rich. Look, he had Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Rich James, all in midfield.
For
And they were
record,
this shapeless.
For records, this is the club that taught us how to sit and play on the counter.
The least said about it, the better.
And it's strange.
There were three solid midfielders who are accustomed to winning the ball, and in addition to a back four, and they could concede this cheaply. They are not serious.
Interesting. Newcastle have been touted not to be very strong away. At the St. James Park, they seem to be, a formidable force. But here at the Bridge, everyone expected it was going to be Chelsea's game, and didn't happen.
Well, you see, yeah, Newcastle are performing poorly. But then the reverse is that Chelsea also performing poorly at home.
Okay.
They drew against Burnley, drew against Leeds United with red card. Then here they also now lost to Newcastle. But this is a problem. Football is about moments. Okay. You take your chance.
100% I agree.
Then you win the game. So you don't take your chance. Your opponents get the chance. They punish you. For example, Citi losing at the Bernabeu is a clear example. Had about 5 chances in the first 10 minutes. They lost those chances. It was a different story. Within the first 15 minutes of the game, Chelsea had a lot of moments. Joao Pedro had his moments. Cole Palmer had his moments. Endo Fernandez had his moments. Newcastle were now trying to find their balance in the game. And it was very clear from the approach that they were coming to try and make sure that they settle into the game, make sure they don't concede it in the first 20 minutes. Because once they concede it, they have changed the structure and outline of the game. And then Eddie Howe and Jason Tender would have to think too much. Remember, they also have Champions League to play, I think, on Wednesday. And so even in that game, Tonali sat out the game, Bruno Guimaraes sat out the game, Trippier sat out the game, a lot of their key players sat out the game, but I think their front four was basically a very strong one. And so I think the goal was a result of just a few things. And it surprises me because some of the problems we encountered against PSG surfaced again against Newcastle. Now, that situation we saw with Tino Livramento, first of all, it's surprising to me because we're playing a 4-2-3-1 with James and Caicedo as the double pivot. Now, there's Cole Palmer, there's Garnacho with Joao Pedro up top and Enzo Fernandez up there. Now, it surprises me that Livramento picks the ball way deep in his half. He travels like 30 yards with the ball. And still, Caicedo is deep with James. Now, what surprises me is that Kukurea is out of position. Now, Fofana and Chaluba are open. Now, James, the holding midfielder, is in there. So they are almost like three defenders there. And still the ball finds a way straight through the three of them. As for Chaluba, Fofana, he's almost like this. He's got 2 ACL injuries already. So when the ball is ahead of him, it's over. And so, and for me, what was even surprising was even after the ball went, there was a chance for him to have run and cover the ball. One, James had followed the other player. So if Fofana had helped him, maybe it would have created a different situation. Because the guy passed the ball to Gordon. So maybe without Gordon, somebody marking Gordon, the striker would have been forced to maybe take a shot. Sanchez could have saved the situation. I think that's the problem generally we need to look at. It's surprising to me that Chelsea looked on the front foot, started the game very, created a lot of chances, didn't score. Immediately we conceded a goal. That was the end. Chelsea never created any chance anymore. And this is where my point is, and I kind of side with coach. One of the reasons we lost the game against PSG was this. Chelsea had a very strong 11. But when you look on the bench, there was no hope. No player inspired confidence. What even annoyed me when I saw Badiashile and Uncle Tosin warming up. In such a crucial game, we see Tosin and Badiashile warming up for such a huge game. Meanwhile, PSG had Ivica Kvaratskhelia there. They had, I think Fabian Ruiz was injured anyway. Lee Kang-in was in there. Maili was in there. You might say these are not big name players. That's very true. But their output on the day was very crucial in getting the result they got. Look at the players Chelsea brought on in the game. The players they brought on didn't infect the necessary change they brought. They rather decreased the tempo of the game and created more problems for Liam Rosenio, and that's what led us to where we are.
Fantastic.
That speaks to the investment of the club. And I've always had issues with that. You can decide to invest in the youth. And I always look at the Madrid example. They invest in the youth, but it is mirrored on the experience of the players. So it is done in such a way that, so there was Toni Kroos, then they get a young Fede Valverde. Then there was Modric. Then they got Kamavinga. Then they brought in Tchouaméni. So you are learning and modeling your game around a very experienced player. By the third year, that experienced player that have left the club, then you just fill in the role naturally.
The younger one who would have matured.
You see,
in that space.
there's Arnold there. There's another player, but there's still Danny Carvajal in there, and so there's a bit of experience. There's a bit of a structure to it. Why then do you spend over £1 billion and we don't see players who
close to 2 billion.
and we don't see players who are up to that standard? And for me, one thing I will never forgive this the owners was the fact that they had the chance to buy Victor Osimhen and they didn't make that purchase.
They said they can't pay the money.
And we had and you see some of the for example, look at this. The player who gave that defense splitting pass was Tino Livramento. Do you know the club he came from?
Where did he
It
come
was a Chelsea player. There was Lewis Hall.
It's also a Chelsea.
This is a Chelsea
Where
player.
did he come from?
Then Chelsea has Jorel Hato on the bench. Chelsea sold these two players and went to buy Hato. Are we investing in the youth? Because we could have still kept these players and we didn't need to make those purchases. And my point was we could have done a lot of these young players, but a proven striker, we need one.
Great.
So we could have done all those minor purchases. Garnacho, the other one who came from Borussia Dortmund, who is Gittins. I don't have a problem.
Is he even there?
He's injured, also injured. Estevao, injured. I don't have a problem. But my problem is that at the end of the day, we need to have a proven striker leading the line.
Fantastic.
Joao Pedro is also very inconsistent and inexperienced. Inexperienced in the Premier League, but for a big club, it is risky to put all your hopes in such a young man to deliver 20 goals per season. So I think that at the end of the season, the club needs to evaluate their whole structure and see where they are going with this. As for Liam Rosenior, I think he's just suffering the consequence of the situations. The medical situation is not helping because at the moment, a player like Estevao could have helped. He's out injured. Jamie Gittins could have helped because what Garnacho is doing, with the greatest of respect, any other player could have done better. So I think he's struggling with it.
He's a top player.
Of course, if you play United,
Well, we also gave you Mount, so it's 1-1 at the moment.
When the gentleman was talking, it was intentional. The coach is away because I've had that thing waiting for a minute, and he himself on TV for Football Made in Ghana allowed him flow, and you realize certain things in his conversation. We, you get it? And I packed a lot of we's. Hey, please, I'm just talking about the we, the WE, please. Don't do that. Look, he's a Chelsea fan and he said, allow him time to rant. Let's move on. Don't get to United and coaches ranting. Allow. Okay, thank you very much. Let's get into the Arsenal highlights. They shocked Everton, beating them by 2-0 and stamping a certain authority, opening the gap, on top of the league to make it difficult for Manchester City, only for City to also, shock the world. But let's pick the highlights from Arsenal. We'll come back in studio, we'll talk about that. Sir Max Dowman, and that's the way to down a man, isn't it? We're able to get into the picture and disappointed. But first off, Everton, you've got problems with how they considered those goals?
I think with the first score, that was in the 89th, or this is the 89th minute or so. Maybe this is why England will not win the World Cup.
Oh, why are you saying that?
But if that is your number one goalkeeper, he's done so well. Throughout the game, he's done fantastic until that moment. Those are the fine margins, isn't it?
Okay.
Those are the defining margins.
Okay.
Those are the defining moments.
True.
Because, truth be told, as a goalkeeper, once you step out like that,
You must get it.
you should
Get
get
the
it.
ball. You should get your hands around the ball.
You should get it.
You should. Or palm it.
He's short.
You understand?
He's short too, so
So
I
anticipating.
don't see why he even came for it. His presence rather distracted the Everton defender to attack the ball.
Okay.
You are going to the United States of America. I wish he does this when we play against them. Yes, I pray God that when we meet them in the World Cup that day, he should do such things so that we just tap it in, and then we move on. The Black Stars of Ghana, then we move on.
Yeah.
Because, look, what I didn't get was the fact that there was no danger. He created his own danger. They had put bodies on the line. It's like all the hard work's done for 88 minutes, just got thrown away just like that.
Yeah.
But look, this is what champions are made of.
Fantastic.
It wasn't pretty. And let me state on record, it need not be pretty. Where Arsenal have gotten to, they've not won the league
22 years.
22 years. Take it or leave it. They've set the pace of this season from day one.
True. That's true.
They've done so well to be where
We're
they
all
are.
asking questions in December.
I mean, I predicted that they'll win the
No,
league.
of course, that thing is there. It's there.
I predicted they'll win the league because this is the defining season. Failure to win this league, the team will just go this way. Players like Saliba, Gabriel, the motivation to continue wouldn't be there again. Because already they are not established winners. They are looking forward to winning it for the very first time. They've thrown it away twice or thrice already. So this was the defining moment. And if you look at the purchases that Arteta made, it was to give them depth. Now, Saka is not performing. There's Madueke. Odegaard is struggling. There's Iberichi Eze. Okay? Kahaves has been injured. There's Jokeres. That is depth. The football, truth be told, don't look pretty of late. This season, it was very pretty at the time, but it's become more and more pragmatic. And where they've gotten to, it's pragmatism that guarantees the result. You cannot go and be expansive, and at the end of the day, you don't get what you want. Yesterday, victory over Everton. Look, in the 85th minute, you could hear the echo in the stadium. The supporters, something like the sound of a breeze when they were not getting it right. You could feel it. Everybody felt it. My boss, Samuel Mensah. See, they've suffered for 22 years.
That's true.
The time has come for them to enjoy.
100%.
Honorable, look, the one I consider to be the best operating minister in Ghana, Honorable Sam Jata George. He's a stout Arsenal supporter.
That's true.
They've suffered for 22 years.
That's true.
And they've come this time, they have to enjoy. Look, if Arteta don't win this league, he should be sacked immediately.
I'm forced to agree.
He should be sacked. So therefore,
Yes.
the way they are going, they should continue like that. Look, don't be overly critical about the style of play now.
It's a result.
You see, tactically, this is what they are doing best. They've made themselves very difficult to lose games.
True.
They don't concede too many goals. And therefore, they don't need more than a goal to win a football game. That is pragmatism with what? Efficiency.
Fantastic.
So I think they'll win the league.
Fantastic.
That was a fantastic result.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, coach is speaking about the coach. We can talk about the youngster,
Yeah.
you know, who's able to walk into a team. He talks about depth. You know, he gets into the team and then he commands that ball from a set piece from Everton's angle and then move the ball by himself from his half and then scores.
He even gave the assist. The one that led to the...
That man.
The
Brilliant player, and it shows Arsenal's investment in their youth.
Yeah, you spoke
Over
about
the
that for
last
Chelsea.
few years, I've seen Saka in Waneri, Dauman himself, and a few other players who try to walk into the team, and they are getting a lot of moments. And it speaks to now how football is changing, times are changing. With the right structures, young players as early as 16 are rocking shoulders with the big boys in the league, and they are getting it right. But for me, let's also look at the coach, because at the time he brought on the guy, it was still a goalless draw. He brought on Gyökeres and the guy when it was 0-0. And I must tell you, football is also about moments, because Dwight McNeil hit the post. Iliman Ndiaye missed a sitter, empty pole. There was in the first half, about 5 minutes, Everton had Arsenal by they had them here. Arsenal were really struggling. Then later on in the second half again, there was another stretch of 10 minutes where at that point, where coach was talking about the breeze, you could tell that the whole of the Emirates was... Even Arteta, at the point, he took off his... he was wearing something, he took it off and left the black shirt he was wearing. You could tell that he was under intense pressure, because he knew that right after their game, City were up next at the London Stadium against West Ham. If they failed to win, that would have given a bit more impetus to City for that game. So I like the fact that upon all the pressure at that point, because anything could have gone wrong, he still kept his composure, made sure the players kept their composure. And his, I think one of the things that managers love is when they make a change and clearly the whole world can see this change yielded the necessary results. So he brought on Dauman, the guy made a cross, Gyökeres gets the ball. Next minute, the same Dauman. And for me, Dauman's one, I don't know. First of all, he's a young guy, so I'll praise him a lot. But Tarkowski, he had a guy.
No, he can't run. He's old.
No. Tarkowski was in front of him.
Yes.
When the ball came.
bouncing, so he was contemplating.
Now, after Tarkowski, the other guy, I've still not got his name. The other guy had a good chance of actually getting a clean shot at the ball to clear it off. And he rather made the situation worse. So kudos to the young man, Dauman. Very, very, very impressive. And things like this helps you because it builds you. This is how Callum Hudson-Odoi started. I remember when he was given a few minutes in the Europa League, he loves to stick. There was a class of Chelsea players at the time who were given 10, 15 minutes, and once they started getting the goals, it helps. I think this other guy also at Liverpool now in Gomoha as well. Gomoha. So we are seeing a situation where a lot of young guys are being given opportunities. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite them, because I remember there was this guy at Liverpool. He scored. He's now at Sheffield United. Young guy. He even came to Ghana. I'll try and find his name. Brilliant. I even think he was better than Ngomoha and Dauman at this point. Okay. But things just went out of hand, and then things didn't go as well. So I think that the Arteta should find a way of structuring his game time such that he doesn't feel the pressure. His progression to the team is gradual. He gets a few more minutes, and basically he gets a solid foot in the grounding before he's fully unleashed into the league. Because another thing I realized that when these young players, you take a lot of toll on them at the early stages, they burn out also very early in their career. So I wish him the very best of luck, but this was very avoidable from the Everton perspective. This was a game Everton could have easily won by 2-0, but sometimes football is about luck as well, because the ball McNeil hit against the post was an excellent strike, a beautiful. That would have been a very beautiful goal if that had gone in. So I think that, as I said, for championships, you need luck in certain games. You don't need it to be a very beautiful one. One thing I also admitted and I noticed was that for the first time, Arsenal struggled to get corners, particularly because Everton made sure a lot of the balls didn't end up in corner situations. And the few ones that even came, Everton made sure that those... and I remember the Everton also had one with United as well, where they made sure that you struggle. So I think that this set-piece thing, slowly, the teams are finding ways of sorting Arsenal out in the set-piece situations.
Fantastic. Let's go for another break. We'll come back in studio. We'll see the two Manchester clubs, and the definition will be clear. We'll be back. Welcome back. This is Scorecard on Channel 1 TV. I want to take the opportunity to read messages, a number of them, and I'll get back for us into the highlights, and we'll get to talk. The only team that can stop Arsenal from winning the Premier League is Arsenal themselves. Citi are gradually falling short, and the ribbons on the title will surely be red come May. Daniel Texan from Cape Coast. Good evening, Bernard. Coach Chris is in the mood today. He always make my evening every Sunday when he's on Scorecard. Chris from Ofanko Barrier. Good evening, Bernard. Congratulations to Benjamin Nketiah. Wishing him the best. Michael Carrick is super intelligent and a good tactician. He should be given the job. Regards to my fiancée, Josephine. All right, she'll hear that. Hello, Abeku. Good evening. I'm Kobe from Kumasi. Shout out to Eugene. I know he's bleeding right now because of Chelsea. Bruno Fernandes is by far the Premier League's player of the season. Congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Nketiah. Good evening to you. Hello, guys, once more. This is Imran Khan from Achimota School. Talk of possible trouble for Arsenal is no longer just a hype, but a real possibility if they maintain their consistency and winning mentality in the final stretch. Gunners for life. My name is Ashval, and I'm watching the show live from Siri. Anytime I see Coach on the show, I feel so excited because we belong to the greatest club in the world. Red is the color, and the Red Devils is our nickname. Glory, glory, Man United. And my greetings to you all in the studios. I love football and your show so much. I love watching more when Coach Nimley is present with his analysis. For Ghana matches, the least said about it, the better. Some 15 years back, I enjoyed watching Ghana football, but not anymore. Looks like the leaders of our football in the country are just there to enrich themselves and get positions in CAF. Ghana football, Pani. I love it when Manchester United wins. This is from Ifwa Chumwa. Isaac Yabua from Konongo says, Coach Nimli, do you think Michael Carrick should be given the Manchester United coaching job permanently?
No.
He says no. So you add if yes or if no. So the clause it does not count. There are more messages. Coach, kindly permit me to clear them. UG as well. There's no doubt Mikel Arteta has built a solid and superb team called Arsenal, and he must be celebrated. If Arsenal should go on to win the league and probably the quadruple, then I foresee many big teams in Europe going to knock on their doors or going to knock on the door of Mikel Arteta to be their coach, you want to say. This is my biggest fear for Arsenal going forward. This is from Richard Jelta, Clue in Hohoi. Welcome to the Ghana Premier League, where the real opponent isn't the other team, it's the pitch. At this time, watching the league sometimes feels less like football and more like an extreme sport. Survive the pitch and score if you can. That's Khan from Achimota again. Hashtag anti-Rose. Oh no, coach will kill me. Hashtag scorecard, Kofi Inside Hole. Good evening and wishing you all the best. The technical team and the playing body of Arsenal must do all their possible best to win the league and also make it to the final of the Champions League together with Real Madrid. Uncle Ebo from Odoko Official. I'll pick the last message. Good evening. Our scorecard. Oh, Charlie, congratulations to coach for coaching Ben properly. He has now joined the table of men. Congratulations to Benjamin Nketia. May the Lord bless his union. Amen and amen always. Let's get into the highlights for the Manchester City game. We'll take the United game after the City game. First off, let's take the West Ham Manchester City game highlight. How's Manchester City for you, coach?
What a week for them, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the same week where they got battered by Freddie Valverde.
Yeah, hat-trick.
They've lost further ground on the Premier League title.
Is that a defining moment?
I think not yet. I think the coming week.
Oh, we have the EFL final and all of that.
Exactly. They play Arsenal coming weekend in the Carabao Cup final. And they play Real Madrid also. I think on Tuesday or Wednesday or so.
Yeah.
This is the defining moment. I think if they can qualify from the ahead of Real Madrid,
which I feel is impossible.
And if they can beat Arsenal and win the Carabao Cup, it may just catapult them. They may look at it as, okay, if they beat Arsenal, the deficit is what, 6 points?
Yeah.
That is 2 games. 2 games, they themselves have 1 game against Arsenal. No, as it stands, they have a game in hand in the league. So if they win that game, then it's a 6 game. It's a 6 point
gap.
6 pointer. Then if they were to beat Arsenal, that makes it 3. I still believe Arsenal win the league. And I believe the match against Man City at the Etihad, that is where the league title, in my view, will be decided.
So they play against Real Madrid on Tuesday.
But having said that, like I said, you remember I was the first person to look at them in the very first game of the season when I said that this is not the same team.
Yeah, true.
This is a team that is undergoing some form of transition and you will need time to look like a typical Pep Guardiola's team. Because the team is not so good, the manager himself is not sure of what to actually get them to do. But that is problematic. If they are not that good, you know their strength. So simply get them to continuously play according to their strength. If they can perfect their strength, then you can begin to what? Get them to vary. But we don't know. Tactically, I don't know what the strength of this Man City team is. Okay? There's no De Bruyne. The main striker is virtually feeding on scraps now. The man is feeding on scraps. And once he feeds on scraps, that is why they are where they are. On another day, they are beating West Ham like 4-5.
4-5-0.
Very ruthless. But we didn't see that.
Yeah.
Like I said, for the sake of time, I don't want to dwell so much on that.
Absolutely.
I think the coming week will define their season.
I want you to talk about the City situation also in a minute. I mean, is this that call to say, look, guys, your attention should be now on the EFL Cup. Try and win something like Coach Riley, describes, to upset Arsenal's thinking, because we know that in time past it's been about the mentality we've spoken of. Now they've got squad depth. Now they seem to build on a certain mentality. Arsenal. Is this that defining moment for City, or to go in for the EFL Cup per this result?
Well, first off, I think that even the Champions League is not over.
Okay.
Because 3 weeks ago, Juventus went to Galatasaray and took 5-2. They came back to their stadium in Italy with a red card in 90 minutes. It was 3-0. They actually had chances to score and things happened and they didn't win the game. But I think that realistically, I think with the exception of Spurs, any other English team has a real chance of staging a comeback anyway.
With the exception of Spurs and Chelsea.
Well,
there's no way Chelsea is qualifying.
Well, so we agree to disagree.
Listen,
we agree. No, we
That's
agree.
5-2.
We agree
with
to
what
disagree.
I saw here, flat-footed.
That's fine. That's fine. We agree to disagree. Anyway. So I believe that with the exception of Spurs, any other club can do a comeback. So there's a possibility that City can do a comeback against Madrid. And for me, City created too many chances last week at the Bernabeu, and it's just the fact that they didn't convert. Another problem I've realized is the fact that their defense looks lost. When they acquired the services of Maggie, I thought that was the end of their problems.
But the problem, just excuse me, the problem is not there. The problem is what Pep is doing in the middle of the park. Is it, no matter how strong your defending is or your defenders are, or
if you lose the midfield, the pressure
once you
comes on
lose the
them,
midfield, you get them exposed. Once they get exposed, who are they? They'll be punished.
So we had Gehi looking lost at the Bernabeu, and I've realized over 3 weeks now, he's been looking lost, out of shape, out of place everywhere, and they look very scrappy and lost. But I think that they shouldn't lose focus. Tackle their game at the Etihad against Madrid, try and go for a win. Whether they fail to progress to the next stage, they should just go for a win. And once they get that, then they can tackle other things. I don't think they should lose hope. As for the league, it's almost now in the hands of Arsenal. It's for Arsenal to make a blips like this. But I think this another point you're also failing to realize at the point is that if you check from the 15th position to the last position, no team lost this weekend. And if you check for like 3 weeks now, the bottom teams have now realized that it's now or never. So each team is now fighting frantically to try and avoid the drop. For others, it's a realistic chance. A team like West Ham, it's highly possible that they can avoid the drop. And so for teams like Spurs and Nottingham Forest, they also have to try and make sure they do not. And for a team like Nottingham Forest, it's not looking good for them at the moment. If things go the way they are going, they will avoid, they would be dropped. So I think that City are suffering a consequence of the struggle of the teams, and generally their team shape is not helping them. And there is another point is the root chances. They missed a lot of chances at the Bernabeu, at the London Stadium. Semenyo missed the chance. Haaland himself is not getting fed, and the players who are supposed to be creating themselves are suffering crisis themselves in terms of their role in the team and the general team structure and their essence in the team. So I think that it's not lost, but now the thing about football too is that performances within a specific period can affect your mentality. So they lost at the Bernabeu. Now a draw at West Ham, especially when Arsenal had won their game. So it was a must-win game. They crumbled under pressure. Now they need to take the games just one game at a time. Once they're able to grind 2 important victories, I think the mentality will be back. That's and great. They can be on a bounce.
That's great. I told you to do a minute. You did 3 plus 1, that makes it 4. So let's catch a highlight of United's 3-1 game against Aston Villa. We'll come back and talk more here in studio. That's it. No, that's it. Fantastic.
Or they should give you their picky song.
No, this one is not
this one-
a
this
picky.
one is a-
This one is
This one
Cunha.
is Kunya.
This one is Cunha.
Yeah, man.
Oh, Charlie. Oh, Charlie. Look,
Yeah, talk to me now.
it's about Bruno Fernandes, isn't it? He's a brilliant football player. He may not be that very skillful player on the ball technically, but he sees the unseen. He sees the thing that only the most intelligent players sees. Players like Leo Messi. Some of his passing today reminded me of Messi at his peak.
Yeah.
Some of his passing today reminded me of Ronaldinho at his peak.
Hey, coach.
That was Ronaldinho X.
Yeah.
That pass for the Matthias Cunha.
Cunha.
It's a one-touch pass.
Yeah, special.
If they can show it again, he never.
It's special. It's special.
There wasn't a second touch.
Yeah.
Casemiro gives him the ball.
Especially when Mbumo was offside.
Exactly. And you see,
And then he saw the
when we were
movement
doing the game,
on radio.
you see the cameraman. There was a moment where they just showed him after giving the pass. He was looking.
Yeah. He was just calm and
He was
looking,
just calm and
and
looking at
the
the
situation.
It's there. Go finish it up.
That's Casemiro's goal, the first
You
goal.
understand? Go finish it up. That is the quality of the player. And for me, I look at him today. You remember last season or at the end of the season where I'm referring to the this is the goal.
That's it. But before this whole
The
sequence.
pass. It's a one-time pass.
Watch it. That's it.
Let's see the Bruno pass. You see, that is where, if you're not aware of your situation
Yeah.
or of whatever is
Watch it,
happening,
watch it.
one time, look at it, pass.
What do you
Look
make?
at
What do
that.
you make of Konsa's positioning?
You see, they got carried away by
Well,
the
I
fact
feel
that
the pass is good, but
Mbumo-
Konsa's.
no, he had looked. Oh, today I missed my tactical ball.
yeah.
Konsa had given a look toward Mbumo. Mbumo had run into an offside position. So the moment he looked at Mbumo, the pass has gone.
Yeah.
When the pass went, he was now looking at
It's
it.
a
hesitant a bit.
split-second decision.
And
sort
Matthias
of.
Cunha is very quick.
Yeah.
For me, Bruno set an all-time Manchester United record for assist in a season.
Yeah.
David Beckham
Yeah. Did it in
Had a
1919.
15 assists for a
1999,
Manchester United
2000.
player. Today, Bruno made it 6. It's very likely. You love how many games? 8 more games.
He would.
I think he will do 20, between 20 and 24.
Yeah. Most likely. Yeah.
Because it's like anytime Man United plays and there are going to be goals, he's involved. He's involved.
Yeah.
Look, I don't want to comment too much on tactics because I think that tactically, Michael Carrick didn't get it completely right. Okay? When I came, I was not happy with the fact that Sesko didn't start the game.
True. And it was
Look,
clear.
let me do this quick comment on Amad Diallo. He looks very entertaining and very enterprising. But his numbers doesn't represent an effective and an efficient player. Throughout the season, if you look at the number of dribbles he's done and the chances he's created, he scored only 2 goals. He's had only 2 assists. So I'm looking at him and I say, look, if I've got a winger who does that, he's not going to bench my number 9 who is scoring for fun. And again, there were moments in the game where Villa could just pass the ball through United. And there was a huge gap. See, these are some of the tactical reasons why, personally, Carrick should do his job
And leave.
Because he's not looking like the coach that would demand from these players when things are not going right. I look at Luis Enrique sitting on the Manchester United bench. He's not renewed the contract at PSG. It's looking increasingly likely that he wants to come and coach in the EPL. And per his stature, he should come to the biggest team in the world.
You are lobbying now.
I'm not lobbying.
You are lobbying.
No, I'm not lobbying. No, but if you look at England, which team defeats?
No, okay. I say you are lobbying because he has done a bit of interviews with other clubs already.
No.
So in my view, he stands a better chance because he has already established contact with certain clubs already.
No.
But you are using your base at the biggest club.
He got interviewed by Chelsea. Yeah. And he rather...
And that shows his interest in the job.
No, he turned down the job. No, why at the time, when Todd Bowley and Co came, at the time he wasn't the coach of PSG. So he came. But he realized that the people at Chelsea don't understand football.
Yeah, I mean, after the meeting, he realized that
he said, "You all don't understand."
There are certain things that they are saying. It won't match the kind of...
He told them. No, he told them. No, but you know the outcome.
Yeah, but I mean, the projects... the project didn't fit what he wanted.
He rather interviewed them.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Oh, go and search for the story. He rather ended up interviewing the Chelsea board, Todd Bowley and Co. And so he walked away from the job. The system that is being run at Chelsea, they want the manager they can control. True or false?
True.
Nobody controls Luis Enrique. He's in the mood.
Maybe a reality
of Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, it's true.
He's in the mood of Jurgen Klopp. Yeah. He's in the mood of Carlo Ancelotti, Thomas Tuchel. Those are his peers. Yeah. Those are the peers of Luis Enrique.
I agree.
Okay? So for Michael Carrick, he's doing a fantastic job. Don't get me wrong. The United has been here before. The moment you cement him to a 2-3 year contract, from what I saw against Newcastle, if things are going well, everybody's okay. But a Manchester United coach should be able to look at the players when things are not going well and demand them to change it. I didn't see him do that against Newcastle United. So for me, he's got 8 games to exit. Let him do the 8 games. Let the team qualify for champion. Let him go and then perfect the trade, because United need that figurehead. You see, you need that personality. Most people say, let's give... I'm not saying don't give him the chance. But what I'm saying is, if I had my way, I won't pick him. I only pick him if the options will be Gary Southgate, the Crystal Palace manager, Oliver Glasner, and then So
you pick Carrick over Glasner?
All day. All day. All day, my
But in terms of experience and his job done,
all day. All day.
In Europe and across...
All day, I would pick Michael Carrick over him all day. And then, how do you call it? The Deserby man, no. If these are the options, then give. But if the likes of Luis Enrique and the German coach, Nagelsmann, who says he will not renew his contract with the Nine because he wants to come back in the club. If these 2 guys are available, one of them straight should be the coach.
Fantastic. I want to pick you because of our timing, I want us to go into the Liverpool highlights. They played 1-1 with Tottenham Hotspur. Everyone thought they were going to beat Spurs, but unfortunately, it was Spurs who were stronger on the day. And interestingly, there've been criticisms. I think you can roll the B-roll when you find it as we talk. So let me come to you, Susie. I mean, because Coach, I was with you on the radio. This is the kind of game you expect to see from Spurs, isn't it? The numbers. Coach Riley indicated sometimes it's really not about the numbers, it's about what you do to grind the result. Yeah,
I think there's this thing, I always don't get it right. They say statistics are like a bikini. What it reveals, it has this thing where sometimes stats show you something, but also conceal certain things from you. Now, if you go back and watch Spurs' performance against Atletico Madrid, about 3 of the goals they conceded were individual errors. So if you take out those errors, they would have lost. That game would have been a draw of a 2-2. And they're giving them a very good competitive edge heading back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Wednesday. So Tottenham's problem this season has been a lot of defensive errors. And unfortunately for them, Mickey van de Ven and Christian Romero are their 2 starting centre-backs. Now, they've got other players like Ramu Dragozin and then our own player of Ghanaian heritage, Kevin Danso, to be their backup centre-backs. But the problem, and if you are being honest, I'm not happy for Danso especially. Those 2 guys have not lived up to the billing. So, and there's Tottenham have struggled from a lot of injuries this season. Kudus is out, Kulusevski is out.
A lot of them.
A lot of the key players are out.
That's a number.
So, the players who are supposed to replace these key players are also fumbling when it matters most. So at the end of the season, Tottenham will need to go through a massive overhaul of the team. Maybe we need to clear out more than 10 players. Because a lot of these players who are supposed to provide cover and depth for them are not doing so when it matters most. But on the day, the only goal that Szoboszlai scored, if you check, Vicario could have made a save if he had used both hands.
Even it wasn't a foul.
Yeah, well, yes.
From the onset,
It wasn't a foul.
The problem with Vicario is he shouldn't have used just a hand because you see he had a hand to the ball, but if he had used two hands, he would have got it out. And from the first half, you could tell that Tottenham were not down out. They were huffing and puffing. Before the first half ended, Richarlison had this chance. Matistel had crossed the ball and Richarlison headed the ball. It just missed the pole by just an inch. And at the point, I think this is it. I think this is it. You see, the Alisson looked helpless. It didn't look like he had control of that moment. You could tell that their defense was Liverpool's defense was quite shaky. And so I was not too surprised when they got this result. And it's very important for them. Because with the way things are going now, West Ham are trying hard to avoid the defeat. They drew against City. They will try and win their next few games. Nottingham Forest are the ones who are sloping now. So this result is very important for Spurs to move a few points up.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry to have to end it here, Coach. I mean, we are hard pressed. On time. I read 3 messages. We'll get out of the studio. Hi, Mosho here. Bruno would have assisted 25 goals every season if he was in this Manchester City team. Good evening, my people. I have to add Bruno to my name. Super talented. United for life. Greetings to my brother, Nimli. Obed. That's Obed. Hi, hard guy. Sesko's impact of the bench has been one of the key factors behind Manchester United's recent results. Even when he doesn't start, he has become the team's game changer, scoring late goals that turn draws into wins. If his form continues, he will soon force his way into the starting 11 regularly. Seriam from Temale. Thank you very much, guys, for sending in your messages. I saw this where we draw the curtains of the show. Thank you very much, Coach Nemni, unfortunately. Thank you very much, UG Soti as well. I am Bernard Abekoatri. Guys behind the sets that made the show a success. Thank you to you, guys. This is Scorecard on Channel 1 TV. We'll make time, same time next week on the show. Thank you for watching.